Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Now I did actually start this page in part 1, but this I'm going to make it into a colouring chat as well as a colour along. Now I have started this portion, I have recorded it, but I've lost the volume, the noise on it, the footage for some reason, so I think I'll add these two videos together and doing it as a bit of a time lapse, and it'll be all together. So if you want to see that missed clip, then you can see it there. So this is Hanna Karlzon Atlantis, and like I said, I have already started it. Now when I first started this I was using the Brute Funa pencils, but I was really struggling with one of the dark blues. It wouldn't sharpen at all. So I've had to change over to the Artex pencils. These are really nice, really nice. I'd say these ones are just as nice as the Artesia, if not nicer actually. So I managed to match the colours pretty well, and I've picked out this darker one. I'm not too sure if I'm going to use it because I do quite like how it's turned out. Now my voice does sound different. I had my surgery yesterday, and they cut that thing that dangles from the back of your throat. It's in that you've got your tonsils either side, and then that bit at the back. They cut that with the tube that goes down my throat. So yeah, that was fun. That was an added bonus to yesterday. So even though this is meant to be a colour one, I'll just quickly tell you the colours, because it'll take me a while to do the hair, to be honest. I might do some portions of her to show you what I'm doing, and then switch over and shade some of these, and then do the rest off camera, and then I can come back and show you the end result, because I don't know how long I'll be able to talk for. So we've got True Blue. Yep, I can't say that one, but the number is 2090, and then we've got Ocean Green, and this dark one I'm not sure if I'm going to use is Indigo Blue. Right, I've already started that strip there, so we'll just continue this. Now I had to be at the hospital at 12 o'clock yesterday, and it was really icy around here. I did plan on walking, but my mother-in-law took me. She didn't want me walking on the pathways and slipping, so she took me. She dropped me off at about 20 to 12. Got up there at about 1:45. I went straight in. There was nobody else there, and as far as I was aware, I was on a list of me and 3 other women, so there was 4 of us all together. There was nobody else there, so they got me in, did all, you know, the paperwork that they have to go through, took all my details, checked that I was who I was saying I was, asking what procedure that I was having, and then probably about half an hour to 45 minutes later the other 2 women showed up. So I don't know what happened to that 4th one. I don't know. One of the women ended up getting sent home. I'm not 100% sure why. I do know what she was in for. I won't say that obviously on camera because it's none of my business, but I do know what she was in for. It wasn't what I was having done. What's this bit? I'm going to darken this bit up here actually. Yeah, so there was only 2 of us. The lady at the side of me, she went in first. I was absolutely gutted. Gutted, because it meant that I was there for even longer. I was already panicking, sitting there waiting, but I did take my Kindle and I was reading a book. I even took my Switch to play Pokemon, but I didn't end up touching that. I just sat there reading my book for a bit, and I'd actually been awake from 2 AM yesterday morning because I'd woken up and I could not go back to sleep with worry. So I was tired, so I was just like leaning on the pillow on the chair, trying my best to nod off and, you know, not think about it too much. And I think I actually went down for the procedure. They got me at about 3 o'clock. So I'm in the gown and the suppressing, the stockings that you have to wear, compression stockings, which I've still got on. You have to keep them on for 48 hours. So yeah, they took me down to where the surgery was going to happen, And then they put me in this little room by myself, and I mean, it was tiny. If you've seen, oh, it was ages ago, I did like when I first moved in, like a house tour video. It was smaller than my smallest box room. There was just 2 chairs in there, a little radio in the corner, nothing on the walls, like no art, and I was just left in there on my own to wait. And somebody came in after about 15-20 minutes, but I tell you, it felt longer than that. And I actually said to her, it wasn't a nurse, it was a theatre, one of the people from theatre, one of the staff members. And I said, it's not very welcome in this room. He said, oh, it's because we're having work done, you can't go in the normal room. I thought, great. Anyway, I ended up going down, I think about 3:45, 4 o'clock, something like that, for the actual surgery. It might have been a little bit earlier than that. You lose track of time, don't you? And I couldn't take my phone or anything down with me. The anesthesiologist was really, really nice. She was trying to make me feel better, but she could see that I was panicking. You know, like when you start crying and you like you can't breathe properly. I started to do that, and she was saying, I won't be able to get the needle in your hand if you're doing that. But they managed to get the needle in fine. I'm not too worried about surgeries. It's being put under I don't like that feeling. But they managed to get the thing in my hand. They had to get another member of staff to hold my wrist and squeeze it because my veins were rubbish apparently. I did miss out a part as well. When I first met the anesthesiologist, she said that my throat might not be wide enough for the tube to go down, and I might not be able to have the surgery. But once I'm asleep, then muscles tend to relax and I should be okay. So I think that's what's caused the cut at the back of my throat. It feels like something constantly dangling at the back of your throat. So you feel like you have to keep swallowing, or like an itchy feeling, and when you're eating it's like a sore throat almost. So I think it's down to that. She'd already been and gone before I'd come round and actually had a chance to ask her. But I asked one of the nurses, and she said that happened to her once before, and that's what it probably is. So yeah, they put the first medication in your hand, and she said, it feels like you've had a glass of wine, so enjoy it. It did not feel like having a glass of wine. It makes your face feel all tingly and warm. Just a weird sensation, and she's telling me to breathe. I've got the oxygen mask on. And she didn't tell me to count, she just kept telling me to breathe because I was like sobbing almost. So if you don't breathe properly, the oxygen won't work properly. And then they must have given me the actual medication to make me to go to sleep, because I don't remember anything else. I just remember waking up in the recovery, and it was just me on my own with just, I think, 4 or 5 nurse staff in the middle of the room around the table, and I was just coughing and I had the worst dry mouth ever. But then I'd realised about my throat being hurt, so they came over, they gave me a drink, and trying to drink that when you've got such a dry mouth and my nose was blocked, it was awful, it was awful. And then I asked for another glass after that, and they couldn't give me one. I can't remember the reason why they couldn't give me one, but I think they had to wait until I was like fully conscious before they could take me down to the ward that I was when I was waiting to actually go down for the surgery itself. So they took me down there and they said, right, well, you can have a sleep for an hour now. And obviously I was propped up, I can't sleep on my back at all. I've never been able to. I probably roll over in my sleep and I'm on my back, but I can't go to sleep on my back. So I just sat up just listening to the conversations, messing around with my phone, reading my Kindle, just trying my best to wake up, because you still feel really groggy and not with it, almost. Right, I'll finish this one and then I'll switch over to here. Obviously this won't be a really long video, but I did say in part 1 I'd get it up tomorrow. Obviously that didn't work out. I don't know what I was thinking with that, because like I said, I was a nervous wreck yesterday when I did actually film the first part of this, and it probably wouldn't have been interesting listening to me, to be perfectly honest with you. Yeah, and I was really tired. I was just tired and anxious and just wanting to get it over with. So my husband came and picked me up. I wasn't too bad walking, but I did ask for a wheelchair just to get me, because it was like on the 3rd floor, so I had to come down the lift to get to the 1st floor. And then that hospital that we got to, it's a little bit of a maze, so we had to walk out, and luckily I managed to park right at the front. So yeah, I'll keep them close to one side. And then my mother-in-law was here, just keeping an eye on the camera with Isabel. And Lewis was upstairs. And I think I came, did I come in and maybe sat down on the chair? I might have just spoke to her for a couple of minutes, and then went straight up to bed basically. So let me just pick some colours. I'm liking the look of this, but it might not be dark enough. I haven't got a little swatch pad with me here, and I can't really get up. Oh, I've got a notepad here. I've literally had to prop myself up, put my electric heat thing on my back, because my back suffered as well, and I don't know why. Maybe it's being flat on the table when you're having the surgery, I have no idea, but yeah, my back's sore. I'll try that one, and is there a darker one? I shouldn't really use my electric sharpener at this time, but I can't be bothered using the crank one. I think she's only just going to sleep anyway. My husband's been a trooper with her. Just quickly do it. Hopefully he does it here. I think I did get a comment as well. Someone asked about that swordfish sharpener. How do I get the core? Like if you break a core? I don't know. It's not happened to me yet. I'm constantly having to drink to have to like lubricate my throat almost. Yeah, last night I just played on Pokemon, read my Kindle, watched a bit of TV. I couldn't sleep. Oh, I couldn't sleep. I think it was around 12:30 before I nodded off, and then I woke up at 5, and then that was it. I couldn't sleep again then. But I've nodded off throughout the day. I've not really had to do much. I've just the same thing as before: reading, playing my Switch, come down, made a bit of dinner. Not much else. I've seen Isabel for a little bit, but Danny's done most of the work with her. Might be able to see a little bit more of her tomorrow. I know what I'm like. I think, oh, I feel alright, and then go over the top, and then you're not better when you should be because you've not took your time. So I'm trying to be careful. The other thing as well that I didn't realise from surgery, and it's never happened before in the 3, 4, 5 surgeries that I've had, they said that they had to pump my stomach up. I haven't told you the colours. Fern green and dark green. They had to pump my stomach up with gas to get to the organs, or the whatever you want to call them, anatomy, to see them better, to make it safer. And I came out and I was constantly, I know it sounds awful, but burping because you're trying to get rid of this gas. And then I've not really done that today, but then I've had a really bad pain under my ribs and almost in both of my shoulders, and I googled it, and it's apparently quite common that you're getting this pain. It's just trying to find somewhere to release in your body, because obviously if you can't burp it out, it has to find somewhere else. But yeah, sharp shooting pains on the top of my shoulders. It's horrible when it happens. Touch wood, I've not had, like, it's not happened in the last hour or so, so hopefully it's just clearing up, I'm hoping. But I have to change my bandages. I've got a bandage over my belly button, the left hand side where my hip is, and then right below that over your pubic bone area. I've got a big bandage there, and there's fresh blood on there actually. All of the rest of them are dried blood, so I think I've not turned over in bed and tweaked it a little bit or something. But I do have to change the bandages tomorrow, which I'm dreading, because that means I'm going to have to see them, the cuts and everything. But they are dissolvable stitches apparently. I don't even think I said in the start of the video. I only had one fallopian tube left because I'm in an ectopic pregnancy. 10 years ago now that happened. So I had my last one removed, because if I didn't, then if we do try for IVF in the future, that really damaged tube could have affected the IVF outcome, and we're still not 100% that we want to or can do that. But if I didn't have this surgery, then there was no way I could do it. So while she was in there and she took that out, she took some endometriosis, something it was. It was like a thick scar tissue, and she used them words. And I was like, I don't really want to be googling any more stuff at the minute. They quite right, them two colours, don't they? But I don't want to push myself too much. He said don't sit up there and film. My husband, that is, because you'd be scrunched over. But I've pushed myself right by to the table. I've got the heat mat on and just sat up straight. But I'm not doing it for too much longer because I can feel my voice as well. So what I'll do, and I am really sorry that it's not literally been every single bit on camera that I'm doing this. I'll finish the hair, and then I'll finish all the green part, because I can do this in bed, you see. And then I'll come back and do the skin with you, and then all the other bits. So unfortunately it will probably be a part 3 this video. And I never usually do colouring chats like whip of the weeks and like colour alongs together. I do try and keep them separate, but I knew that I couldn't do 2 different videos. And when I finished part 3, I will put all of them together in this missing footage just so you can see it all together, and I'll pop a bit of music on or something. But we're up to the weekend now, aren't we? It's made me feel dead out of breath. I don't really know whether it's that gas thing. I really won't be doing much this weekend. Just try my best to rest as much as possible, as well as, you know, helping my husband with my little girl as much as possible, as much as I can do. I cannot be too close to her, because if she knocks me, kicks me, anything in my tummy, then I'll be back in hospital. So I'll be keeping at least an arm's length. She's got a tendency at the moment to not like getting undressed and dressed. She gets pretty angry. I don't know what it's all about, but it is what it is. But Monday, when she goes to school, my husband's got all next week off. I think he was back in on the Friday. I'm hoping to be feeling a little bit better. There's a restaurant near us. It's on Middlebury, actually, at Bolton. Oh, what's it called? Bella Italia. And they're doing like £5 pasta meals in the week. So I'm going to see if he fancies going there for a dinner, depending how I feel. I'm not going to, if I don't feel 80%, then I'm not going to go. I won't say 100% because there's no way. But maybe we can do a couple of day dates, small day dates, while he's off work and she's in school. That'll be nice. And maybe go to a garden centre or 2 if he'll tolerate it. But I think I'm gonna have to end the video here, because I can feel myself just. I need to get back into bed, I think. But yeah, like I said, I do apologise. I'm not managing to film this all on camera, but I'll take this into bed with me and see how much more I can do. If not, then it'll be tomorrow that I try and finish it. It's just not on my laptop. If I can lean it up against my legs, then I should be alright. If not, then it'll probably be over the weekend or next this Monday coming up that I managed to fix it. But yeah, I do hope that you enjoyed like the colours and everything. I'm not going to say the chat because I know it's surgery talk and it's not very interesting. But nonetheless, I will see you in part 3. Bye.